Breaking news, Nigerians. Speaking on power rotation to the north, Doyin Okupe declares that the presidency will remain in South come 2027, dismissing any potential shift of power to the north. Guys, this is interesting. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Now, the former presidential aide and the ex-DG of Peter Obi's 2023 presidential campaign organization, Dr. Doyin Okupe, has declared that the presidency will remain in the South come 2027, dismissing any potential shift of power to the North. Speaking in an interview with The Sun, Okupe acknowledged the growing mobilization among northern elites and young political mind, describing it as a positive step towards addressing the long-standing neglect of the region's masses. He, however, dismissed the possibility of a northern presidency in 2027, citing Nigeria's established tradition of power rotation. So, power cannot return to the north because we rotate between the north and the south, and the north does 8 years, after which the south does 8 years. So Doyin Okupe highlighted the historical precedent of balancing regional representation in leadership to maintain national unity, where he cited past instances such as the presidency of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, which followed an unwritten consensus to assuage the Southwest after the annoyed June 12, 1993 presidential election. So Doyin Okupe had argued that any attempt whatsoever to field another Southern candidate against Tinubu could prolong the Southern dominance, given the absence of enforceable agreements to limit a tenure to 1 term. Guys, this is interesting. Now we are going to be seeing a different political, quagmire ahead of the 2027 election. Doyin Okupe argued that the Southern presidency must remain till 2027. Even after 2027, it should be a Southern presidency. And Doyin Okupe also used the opportunity to urge Nigerians to exercise patience, where he acknowledged the public's frustration with the rising costs, including the fuel prices, the inflation, but emphasized that all these things we are experiencing are sacrifices. These things are sacrifices necessary to avert economic catastrophe. So he urged Nigerians that we should not just judge Tinubu's administration so soon. After just 18 months, it's too quick to judge Tinubu's administration. He called for understanding of the administration's efforts to lay the foundation for a long-term economic recovery. I know Doyin Okupe to be, the supporter of P2B back then, but not now. Doyin Okupe has definitely pinched his tent against Peter Obi, and he is with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So Doyin Okupe has been advocating for Tinubu's administration, calling for patience, calling for understanding that Nigerians should be patient. We should not hurriedly judge Tinubu's administration. Tinubu has been trying his best to make sure he sets Nigeria on a right path. But then, speaking on the northern versus the southern presidency, I think Doyin Okupe should not, talk about this, because who knows, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Yes, Doyin Okupe is right. It's not the turn of the north yet. It's the turn of the south. But then, what can we say? Doyin Okupe is only speaking in favor of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's trying to tell Nigerians that no matter what, come 2027, we should vote for Mr. President. We should re-elect Mr. President despite the economic challenges, despite the inflation. All these things are just, necessary things we must experience to forge ahead, and it will definitely lead to a greater Nigeria, that it is necessary for the future, that surely there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, these are reactions from Nigerians. The worst chameleon of our time. It is Doyin Okupe's turn. After Tinubu's 4 years, Doyin Okupe is next. This man is a stand-up comedian. Emilokon should give him something to eat. Information Minister, we hear you. On what ground does Buhari finish Nigeria? You're a systematic beggar who is just trying to say what Tinubu wants. Avoid discrediting Buhari government because Nigerians are not suffering like this during his tenure. Who brought Buhari? You guys have not seen anything. It seems that the job to get an appointment no dey easy o. You go talk tire. God blesses us. God bless you with your reasonable opinions. It seems you know what you are saying. It seems that they don't have a choice, but then what can we say? Okay, guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. So my country people, we are talking about power rotation in this current administration. We are still talking about power rotation. Obviously, it should remain in the south because they said it is the turn of the south. The north has ruled, but who knows? Come 2027, we might see a northern candidate who will emerge under a big political party. Let's take, for example, the NNPP candidate, Rabiu Kwankwaso. He's from the north, and he's likely to emerge again in 2027. What about Atiku Abubakar? That one is under probability because so many people have been reaching out to Atiku to step down for another person. Who knows? Another northerner might emerge and run under the People's Democratic Party. That's the opposition party. And we know that the north is against Tinubu's administration. So if a northern candidate should emerge, the north might rally support behind their own. So anything can happen. You see this power rotation of a thing, we don't really know. Come 2027, only time will tell. So my country people, this is it. But at this point, Nigerians, we want peace. We just want this suffering to end. That should be the main issue on ground, not power rotation. Who has power rotation helped? Even during the administration of Buhari, when they said it is the turn of a northerner, okay, what happened? Was the country good? How far did we go during Buhari's administration? Now they came in 2022/2023 and said it is the turn of the south. It is Emilokon's turn. And then Emilokon took over. Jagaban took over. What happened to Nigerians? We are the ones suffering it. Be it the north, the south, or any other candidates. I think we should look more on, we should prioritize on the quality of our leaders, not where they come from, not the region. Yes, the region also matters, but we have to look at the quality. We have to look at their characters, their personality, what they have to offer, what they are bringing to the table. Tinubu brought suffering. He brought hardship to the table. What do they have to offer to Nigerians? That's what we should be talking about. But here we are still talking about power rotation. But then I think it's too early to start discussing the power rotation until 2026/2027, where we will see different candidates emerge under different political parties. Guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.